Welcome to the part 3 of the Python Pandas course. In this video, we are going to talk about how we can deal with missing values in Pandas and also stuff like replace or apply for data frame operations. Let's start coding. Okay, in this part, we are going to talk about missing values, typing, renaming, duplicate, replace, map, apply, and lambda functions. I want to repeat the topic again, and now we are going to start with missing values. A missing value is simply information that is not present. In Pandas, missing entirely usually appears as NaN or none. And why this matters? Real data is messy. Survey forms get skipped. Sensors fail. API responses return incomplete fields. Your code must handle these situations without breaking. For example, imagine an online store tracking customer age. Some customers do not enter their age. You still want to use the column for analysis. Okay, so let's start with creating a data frame with missing values. So I will say import pandas as pd and import numpy as mp. Then I'm going to create a dictionary like, let's say, name, and I will say Eva, Ben, Kara, and then I'm going to say age, and in here I am going to say 25, none, 30, numpy.nen, and next I will say city, and I will say New York, LA, none, and Chicago, like this. And I'm going to turn it into a pandas data frame. So when we call data frame, we are going to see the data we created. Okay, firstly, checking for missing values. We can say data frame and we can call isNow. And when we do that, we are going to get booleans for each cell. Like the true ones are the NA ones, none ones. You can see the true and city none. But if you want to see the total sums, you can say data frame isNow.sum. So this is going to return you column-wise NA value counts. And if you want to add one more sum, you are going to see the total number of missing values. Okay, there are two ways that we can do at this point. We can fill the missing values or we can drop the missing rows. I'm going to show you filling the missing values with the mean method, and I'm going to show you the example of dropping the missing values rows. So let's start by filling the missing data with mean. So what we are going to do is we are going to say data frame filled, and we are going to use the fill NA method, and we are going to create a dictionary. We are going to say that map this column with this NA filling value. So I will say age, and for the age I'm going to say age.mean. You can also use median or maybe mode, both work. And for the city, I also want to do that too. Let me check. We should have an NA value in the city. Yeah, great. Okay. For the city, I'm going to say unknown. Like this. So right now, when I call the data frame, we are going to see that we won't have any missing values on the data frame field. I was going to call this. Here you can see that the average age is 25.5 and the values are not NA anymore, they are the average value in here. And also in the city we have unknown. And if we call data frame field isNA sum and sum right now, we are going to see that we are not going to have any kind of missing values. This is a way, and the other way is dropping the missing rows. Like I'm going to say data frame dropped, and it's going to be equal to the data frame drop NA. And when I call data frame dropped again, we are going to see that we only have one row because we only had complete information on the Ava. Like the others one, on the Ben, we have NA on the age, and on the Den, we also have NA on the age, and on the Kara, we have NA on the city. Okay, now we are going to talk about typing. Every column has a type such as integer, float, object, which is text, datetime, or boolean. And typing matters because correct types help with faster operations, accurate math, and better memory use. So let me call the data frame again. What we can do is we can say data frame, data types. And we are going to see that we have object, float, and object in here. And let's say that we want to change the data type of a column. So what we can do is I'm going to use data frame field. I will say data frame field age, and I want to turn this to an integer. Right now it's a float. Then I can use as type, and inside the parentheses I can pass the data type that I want it to convert to. So I'm going to say integer, and I'm going to save it to the data frame field age. So we are assigning series to a series. After that, what we can do is we can see that we have age as an integer. Like, let me call the age, and we are going to see that right now, we modified the data frame field, not the data frame. Here you can see that right now we have integers, but we had floats in here. For a real world example, think like a column read from a CSV may look like numbers, but Pandas might store it as text. Type conversion fixes this. So you can use integer or string, float, just like in our example. Okay, now I'm going to call the data frame again, and let's talk about renaming columns. For that we will say data frame rename, and we need to say columns. Then we are going to give a dictionary with the old column names and the new column names, like name, customer name, and then I'm going to say age with customer age. So here you can see that we renamed the columns, but if I call the data frame again, it's not going to change because we didn't save this version of the data frame. It just returned the result that we want. For saving it, we have two options. We can either do in place equals to true inside the parentheses, so it's going to modify the original data frame, or what you can do is you can assign it to something else, like data frame renamed, like this. And when we do that and call data frame renamed, we are going to see that we will have the new column names like this. Okay, right now we are going to talk about duplicates. Duplicates are repeated rows, and why this matters. They distort averages, counts, and insights. So I'm going to say like data frame, and then we can say duplicated for seeing if we have any duplicated rows. In here we can see that we don't have any. And if we say sum, we are going to see the total count of duplicates. In our case it's 0. But what if we had? Then we can use the data frame drop duplicates function, and we can save it to the something like data frame no duplicates. Then we are going to have a data frame with no duplicates. So let's make an example on that. I'm just going to create a new data frame with copy paste, and now I'm going to call data frame 3. As you can see, we have duplicates on 0 on 1. And if I say data frame 3 duplicated, we are going to see we are going to have true for the row index number 1. And if I call sum, we will see 1. So what we can do is data frame 3 clean is going to be data frame 3 drop duplicates. And when I do that, if we call data frame 3 clean, we are going to see that we have 3 rows. And if I go with duplicated in here, we will see that we have falses, and on the sum we are going to get 0 like this. Awesome. Now we are going to talk about replace. So replace swaps one value for another, and it matters because it's useful for cleaning categories or fixing typos. So let me call the data frame again, and in here let's say like data frame city fixed, and we will use the data frame replace, and I'm going to say city, then I'm going to give something like NY to the New York, LA to the Los Angeles, like this, and I'm going to make it run. Now when I call the data frame city fixed, we will see New York and Los Angeles like this. So we replace the values of NY and the LA. Great. Now we are going to talk about map. Map transfers values in a series based on a rule. And it matters because it's great for converting categories or applying lookup tables. So let's make an example. I'm going to say rating map, and let's say that we want to say A5, B4, and C3. Next, I'm going to create something like data frame 5, and I will say Pandas data frame, and I will say grade. Then I'm going to say A, B, A, and C. Okay, I have data frame 5 in here. Let me call it. Here it is. So let's say that I want to create a new column named score. Then what I can do is I'm going to say data frame 5 grade, and I'm going to say map, and I will pass the rating map. So in this way, when I call the data frame, actually I need to call it on data frame 5. Yes, when I call the data frame 5, we are going to see that we have the grades and scores like this. Score is automatically mapped with the map function. Awesome. Now let's talk about apply. Apply runs a function on each value of a series or an entire row, and it is useful because it helps you customize transformations beyond built-in Pandas features. For example, let's say define add exclamation, and I'm going to just create a function like x plus exclamation mark, and I'm going to create something like data frame 6 Pandas data frame. I'm going to say word, and I'm going to say hi and hello. So my data frame 6 will look like this, and I'm going to say data frame 6 short, and I will use data frame 6 word that apply add exclamation. So right now, with using apply, I'm going to have something like this in the short column. Awesome. Thanks for watching this part. In the next part, we are going to talk about group operations, pivot tables, and cross-table analysis. Thanks for watching this part of the Pandas for Data Analytics course. I create the playlist for the parts of this course. You can reach that playlist from the cards of this video or from the comments section. Also, I'm sharing a new data science video every week on my channel. You can subscribe for more videos like this. Have a great day.